right, Cubs fan, we got Conquest coming on Monday. It is Saturday. We on the weekend eve before the biggest content drop in a very long time. I don't know about you guys. I am freaking hype for this game mode. I'm tempering my expectations, but I'm also kind of getting really hyped. So I just wanted to talk to you guys about the 5 things I am the most hyped about for Galactic Conquest, or just Conquest. I keep calling it Galactic Conquest, coming on Monday. And to talk about it, I brought on our buddy, It's Just Ian. Go ahead and punch it, Chewie. All right, Ian, my boy. It's been so long, and the tables have turned. I feel like I've almost got the mullet now, and you've got the short hair. What happened to us?
It's all gone, dude. I shaved it. I got so tired of the mullet. I like to keep it fresh, keep the vibe going with the hair. So I swapped up every so often, and now I'm back to short. Although I think I went way too short this time.
Dude, I can't believe how short your hair is. That's crazy.
It's almost like a buzz cut, but
maybe I need to just kill you, and you guys can call me Darth Mullet now.
Oh yikes. Hey, it's a legit title. I love it. Maybe it's worth doing. Maybe you want to do it. Go for it.
You heard it here first. So
maybe what we should do is have a GAC 1v1 like you've been doing with Arnold and all those guys.
I would love to face you. People
have
told me that
mullet.
Yeah, people have told me that they want to see me against you and me against Urs and me against a couple other people. Bring them all along. I'll face all you guys. When it comes to you, Ian, if I'm going to be totally honest and self-aware, I think that the edge would go to you on that one. You know the game pretty well.
We'll have to see. Sometimes I just do the stupidest mistakes, so it'll be fun regardless, though. I'd love to do that.
I think we all do. So we got Conquest coming. Ian and I both, we've been talking about this for a while before we started recording this video, and we're both pretty excited about this. We've divided our excitement. We've taken it, we've split it into 5 Infinity Stones, not quite 6. We're gonna talk through 5 different areas of Conquest that get us the most hype. So let's talk about the first thing, Ian. I think this will resonate with you. The first one I got on my list is the strategy. It just seems to me like this game mode is adding so many different components of strategy that we've never seen before.
Oh yeah, I totally agree. There's literally going to be so many different things you can do with strategy here, guys. It's going to be one of the most complex modes ever to be, released, even more complex than a GAC. So it just the potential here is just really crazy, I guess, is the best way for me to put it. But yeah,
it's got potential. It's like we want to pat Conquest on the head and say, you got potential, kid.
You got potential, buddy. You got it.
And it's not just like the prioritization of resources is going to be really interesting to manage. Something that Ian and I were getting frustrated with is thinking through, like, so you've got the wandering scavenger nodes, and on these nodes you can purchase Razor Crest shards, or you can buy consumables. And so should I buy the consumables to help me get to the end so I can get more Razor Crest shards and more mod slicing materials and Relic 8 stuff? Or should I be buying Razor Crest shards on these nodes? Like, how are we going to manage that? There's so many different components here. I think it's going to feel overwhelming at first, honestly. And I kind of like that.
Yeah, I think with anything new and fresh, I actually can't remember the last time I've been like, both really excited, but also a bit skeptical about a mode. But like, there's just so much to go into something like this. And I want to just go with, positive mindset and have an open mind to all this stuff, because there's just so much different things that you can, see in a mode like this. So I'm very, very excited, to say the least.
Yeah, and I think it's good. I mean, you do want to kind of set yourself up and temper your expectations so that you don't get disappointed potentially, because we have been disappointed before. But I'm definitely team hype. I mean, I've got a little bit of reservation, but I want to be excited about this, and so I'm gonna be excited about it. And maybe that sets me up for disappointment. Hopefully not.
So hopefully not.
Number 2 here kind of connects a little bit to number 1, just a little more specifically. We're hyped about data discs and consumables specifically, because they're just adding a whole other dimension of thinking through your roster. And I actually really like, Ian, something that I really like in particular about these that we learned today is yesterday, as you guys are seeing this, but these data discs and consumables are not going to apply to specific characters. You're not equipping a mod to a specific character or to a specific team. It's kind of like you're modding your entire roster. Anybody that you take into the battle, those things will apply. And so you really got to think through a lot of characters. For the consumables, you might need to think through what characters am I going to use for the next 2 or 4 nodes, depending on which kind of consumable you're using. But for the data disk, you got to think way ahead. Which character am I going to use? Which characters am I going to use for this whole thing? And there's just so many considerations that go into that I think are really exciting.
Now, just saying all that, it's like theory crafting, not just characters, but like the discs and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
Like preparing yourself, it's like double the theory craft, which people might really not like. But like for me, I'm actually quite excited to have that and to share some knowledge with people and, what's like the best way to go about it. Although this is like something that we talked about earlier, there can be some difference in, which way you want to go in this whole the whole conquest, and you can take your different path, but like definitely there's going to be some sort of strategy with the discs and whatnot, like we just mentioned. So yeah, and I love the discs a lot because it seems to me that it's like mods, but for like I think we were talking about it just for everybody, not just for like one particular character. It's like for everybody. So I think that's
abilities,
really, really
if I
cool.
remember right. Sometimes it's just giving new unique abilities. Or that kind. I think they even said, think of it like a unique ability for everybody.
Yeah, it's really cool. Like I'm reading in the screenshot, getting offense up, critical damage up, and crit chance up for everybody at the start of the turn, or start of their turn. Wow, dang, yeah, that's insane. So
I want
lots
that on
of different
CLS,
stuff.
my dude. I want that on CLS.
I want it on my SLKR, bro.
Ooh.
I want to do some big boy damage.
What's your physical offense on your SLKR?
Well, I'm rocking speed right now for speed sets, but
okay.
typically it's like 12K for like an offense set.
Nice. I'm up at 12K too, almost 13K.
Oh,
I just got my ultimate ability finally. I'm so excited.
Ooh, let's go.
Yeah.
Dude, so hype.
You kind of teased a little bit on what number 3 is, the theory crafting in particular. And the devs clarified something that I think is really interesting about these nodes, and that is that all of the nodes will be different for everybody except for the boss nodes. The boss nodes will be the same, and that's the very last node in each sector, I believe. So there's 5 boss nodes per 2-week conquest. And that leaves so many opportunities for theory crafting. And it's not something that is just as simple as, oh, let me go check Arnold's video or Ian's video or Cubs' video or whoever's video on, just use this team and here's the strategy and it's done. No, everyone's going to have to be thinking about this on their own and figuring them out on their own. And maybe they can get help with their specific node, but their node will be different than somebody else's. And I find that theory crafting dimension really exciting.
Yeah. You say that, you can't go to like a certain, content creator. And I definitely agree. I think that's one thing about all of this that I really am excited about. You can't really lean upon others. You got to kind of go at it yourself. And for some people, just like learn about some of the stuff, maybe some teams that you maybe haven't used before, but now you have to use it. Maybe because, the stamina is low on some of those better characters, just the whole thing with your roster. This really will open up your roster, being used as a whole, not just, your GL. So I'm really liking that a lot here. And the theory crafting, yeah, man, not just like for characters, but like more in depthly with like the certain sectors and the different paths you want to go. There's a lot to go in with this.
A lot of player
and I love
agency
it a lot.
involved, which I think is cool. Yeah.
I like it a lot. Yeah.
More than we've seen. Number 4 reason to be hyped is the replayability of this event. It looks to me like they've legitimately created an incentive to replay the event. And I'll tell you guys what I mean by that. One thing I did clarify with Sig is if you guys see the key cards you get, all the nodes say 0 out of 3 before you complete them, and then the completed nodes and the screenshots are showing 3 out of 3. We're pretty sure what that means is if you 3-star the node, you get 3 key cards. And the way to max out your chest at the very end of the conquest is to 3-star basically all of the nodes, kind of like you see on the light side, dark side battles. So you guys had maybe incentive to go in there just so you can have the thing show that you have all of the stars in there, but it didn't really do anything for you, right? Now you've got that incentive to go back and, oh, that one I only got 2 stars on, that one I got 1 star on, and to go in and replay those nodes, because if you don't do that, you're not going to get as good of a chest. And so there's built-in incentive to not just play through the event once, but assuming you don't 3-star everything, to go back and replay everything so you can get the 3-star nodes. I'm really happy that they actually have they found a way to actually make it replayable and give the
Oh
incentive
yeah.
for the replayability. I feel like Galactic Challenges tried to do that, but they lacked the incentive.
Yeah, and that's the thing with this mode is just there's so much different, paths you can go down, and I love the replayability that we can just see from here. And maybe like every new conquest we get, there's maybe even more things to add to it. I know there's gonna be some feats in here, and maybe feats differ in every single conquest, or maybe even every single sector. Just swapping it up every so often is something that I feel like this whole game as a whole has been missing out on for a while now. And I think this game mode will really, really help spice things up in a good way, not a bad way, but a good way. So I'm very, very looking forward to that.
Absolutely. I like that. Spicing it up in a good
Yeah.
way, not a
Yeah.
bad way. Okay, so
Yeah.
number 5, and you kind of alluded to this one too. I guess these points flow together pretty well. But the fifth thing to be hyped about is the flexibility that comes along with this game mode. This is a totally moldable game mode that they're giving us, and they've clarified that this is not like a raid where every node is stagnant and what you see is what you get. No, this is going to change literally every single time, and so it's never
Yeah.
going to be the same thing twice. I
Mhm.
love the flexibility that comes with that, and I would assume that's going to bleed into rewards. I'm confident that the Razor Crest isn't going to be the main gig for rewards forever. I'm confident that
Let's hope not.
there's
Yeah.
going to be hopefully new gear that shows up and that kind of thing. And then the nodes, the bosses are going to change. We're going to see new characters in there, etc. The feats, all those things are going to change every time. So the game mode is not predictable, not the same. And I don't know about you, Ian. That's something I really like about Galactic Challenges, even though it's something that comes and goes pretty quick. Like today's Galactic Challenge, I did it in 2 goes. That was it.
Yeah, with the Jedi. Yeah.
Yeah, I could have undermanned it the first time. I just didn't.
Yeah.
And, sometimes, but they change, and sometimes they're exciting,
Yeah.
sometimes they're not. And so seeing that on a larger scale is, again, really excited. I'm hyped
yeah.
about that.
Well, yeah, you just mentioned the Galactic Challenges. Right now, it's a lot, centered around the Mandalorians, but it could definitely change in the future for different stuff.
Yeah.
It seems like right now, in this part of the year for this game, a lot of Mandalorian stuff, and just seeing the Razor Crest, it kind of connects the dots there. Just like imagine what if we go back to like some prequel stuff, and maybe there's new characters, maybe there's like a new Anakin, like a Padawan Anakin, or whoever it may be. They could definitely add to
Speaking
this.
dirty to me,
And dude, it could be just so much cool stuff they could change up with us. I love it. That's like my, out of everything here, that's my favorite thing, what they could add in for the future to this mode, because this could go on for forever. I don't know, I love that a lot. So that's just me on that point.
Well, Ian and I both, we are CG, we're your biggest cheerleaders right now. We want you to nail this. We're not simps. We just want good content. Well, maybe I simped for Doja a couple times, I'll be honest.
See, he's not accepted my friend request, and I'm so bummed out.
He hasn't accepted mine either.
Oh, hey,
but he did say hi to me. He said hi to me. So
he did. Yeah, lucky.
He waved. He winked at me too. No, I'm just kidding. He didn't do that.
What? Lucky.
He gave me a butt squeeze. No.
What? Okay.
No, but look, we're really, really cheering for this to be everything that we want it to be. I'm optimistic. It seems on text. It seems to have everything that I would want from a new PvE game mode. All of the components that I want to see are pretty much there. Now it just comes down to execution. Is it going to land once we actually have it in front of us, or is it going to fall flat on its face? Remains to be seen. I would be ready for some bugs. A lot of these new game modes do tend to have bugs, so temper your expectations as far as that's concerned, guys. I'd rather them not, but just it's kind of realistic when it comes to programming stuff. But hopefully it ends up hitting on all cylinders. Are you confident, Ian? Where's your confidence level?
Well, like you just said right there, a lot of bugs. I can see a lot of them happening, but I feel like once it's all set in stone, looking real nice and pretty, this is something I'm looking very much forward to play. So my expectations are pretty high for the most part, but I have like a spot in myself where I'm kind of like doubting of like how nice it'll be. But like for the most part, I feel like it'll be pretty dang good. So that's where I'm at right now with the whole game mode.
I think it's gonna be good. I'm pretty confident.
Same here.
So
yeah.
All right, everyone, we're gonna get out of here. We got another video we're doing over on Ian's channel. I'll drop a link to that down in the comments below. Be sure to check that out as well.
Yes.
Consider it one video. We're gonna talk a little about some more specifics over there, and it will be, of course, all things Conquest. All right, my dudes, we're getting out of here, and as always, my brothers, don't forget.